Did you know that over 1.4 billion people are on Facebook every single day? And I'm pretty sure that includes your ideal customers who are using it to connect with their family, their friends, and their favorite brands. Now, if you're listening to this episode, I'm going to assume that you're using either your personal profile, a Facebook business page, a Facebook group, or all of the above to market your business, but you want to improve your results and probably reduce the amount of time that you spend doing it. Well, you're in for a treat because that is what today's chat is about with my friend Sandie DeMarco. Sandie's going to share some tips to help you effectively use Facebook to grow your business without it being a time suck. Sandie and I actually connected through a support pod quite some time ago on Instagram. But over the years, we have become coffee buddies and online friends. And if I have questions about Facebook, I always go to Sandie first. Sandie is a social media manager and coach for real estate professionals. Her company is called Socially Branded, and she helps them build authority and generate organic leads on social media. She shares some of the greatest tips and is one of the Facebook experts in my community. Sandie lives in Gilbert, Arizona, and is such a social butterfly. I love all the places that she goes to for coffee in her local area. She shares them all in her IG stories, in addition to the adorable grandson of hers who lives in Japan with her son-in-law and her daughter. Well, now that you know a little bit about my friend Sandie, let's go ahead and dive into episode 45 so you can get those tips. Welcome back to the More Than Capable Mompreneur podcast. I'm Shannon Baker, a coffee-loving mompreneur that started as a virtual assistant and turned into a total systems geek. And I want to help you shift your mindset and embrace your worthiness while creating systems in your business so you can be more productive and build success on your own terms without the mom guilt. Are you loving that? Well, I hope you're ready for real conversations that will help you beat the perfectionist inside, rediscover your strengths, and up-level your self-love in the mom cracks of time so you can stop letting fear hold you back because you are enough and you do enough. We are more than capable mompreneurs. So grab your cup of coffee, some sparkling water, or pour a glass of your favorite wine and let's dive in. I am so excited today because I'm going to be chatting with my good friend Sandie DeMarco of Socially Branded. So Sandie, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this conversation all week. Today, Sandie and I are going to be talking about how you can effectively use Facebook to grow your business because it's becoming a forgotten platform, but can be very, very useful in growing your community, which in turn grows your business. Now, before we jump in, Sandie, tell us about yourself and your family.
All right. Well, my name is Sandie DeMarco, and I am a social media manager and coach. But my family is almost kind of new. I am on my second half of life. I do have two kids and a son-in-law and a brand new grandbaby. And my husband and I have been married just 1 year. And we live in the beautiful town of Gilbert, Arizona. Yes, it's hot, but it's gorgeous. I'm a former homeschooling mom turned social media coach.
And I must say, I love seeing the pictures of your grandbaby. Sad that you can't be with them because they're in Japan, right?
Yes. I have yet to meet him. He'll be 9 months old this month. Yeah.
He is so adorably cute.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my daughter has her hands full.
Yes, she does. And it has not even begun yet. So anyone who's listening that wants to see this beautiful little boy, and he has the cutest little smile, then make sure you check Sandie out on Instagram because she always, or Facebook, which we'll be talking about today, because she always shares pictures of her little bundle of joy.
Oh, yes, I do.
So we're going to jump into today's topic because as we were talking before I hit the record button, Facebook really should be part of everyone's marketing strategy because Instagram is great. Of course, no matter what platform we're using, we should have a strategy and a specific purpose for that platform. But I find that many people do not leverage the power that Facebook holds to really grow a stronger community. So let me ask you this question, Sandie. Do you think people should have a Facebook page for their business?
Yes, emphatically yes. What I always think about is, when it is that we are on Facebook, we are being more social. And if we are connecting in groups or even just think about this, your friend is looking for, or your friend's friend is looking for someone that maybe like you for your business. What do? They get on social media, they get on Facebook and they say, hey, does anybody know such and such a, type of person? And they're on Facebook. So if your friend says, my friend Shannon does this, and she can immediately tag you and have you in that conversation, use your business page and say, here, this is what she does. And guess what? We're lazy people. The likelihood of us going to someone's website to go search for a website or search for the information when there is a link presented to us where we could just tap and go over, that is powerful in itself. So if someone is referring you, whether you're on your personal profile or someone is on their personal profile referring, or in a group, you're there, your presence is there, and that's super important. So that's what I see.
Absolutely. That's definitely important. I didn't even think of that, but that is true. And
Mhm.
and I do it myself.
Yeah.
If I'm not asking for recommendations, I specifically put the terms that I'm looking for into the search bar, and then you can
Yes.
search for pages or groups. So if you don't show up in that category, that's a missed opportunity that you could
Completely. And that's the second part, is making sure that you're optimized so that you are found in those searches. There's so many different facets we can really talk about with this, but I do think that it's definitely a place to be because everybody and grandma's on Facebook. Whether they use it or not, I'm kind of finding that even the people say they don't use it.
Absolutely. And actually, they were talking about that on the news one day last week. And one of the things they said was a lot of people are always saying, oh, well, Facebook isn't the place to be anymore, so I'm going to get off. And they're like, but if you go and look a couple of weeks later, they're still on Facebook.
They've
So it's
never
like
left.
Facebook is like the new yellow pages.
Yeah, it's so true. That's so true. That's a good way to put it.
So
Oh,
now, as we talk about, so having a Facebook page is great for you to show up in those searches. And you're right. We're used to getting things at the speed of light, thanks
mhm,
to Google.
mhm.
Referrals are great for anyone that you're connected to. And one thing I learned early on in business is it's not who you know, but who knows you. That's really
Exactly.
how your business grows.
So
And
true.
the goal is to know enough people and to share your expertise enough that you get those referrals. It's awesome. And being able to be tagged, and it happens to me all the time, as you mentioned, whether it's in someone's personal profile or if it's on a Facebook page or even inside of Facebook groups where they either tag me personally or they tag my Facebook page, and then I get the notification and I can follow up on that immediately.
Exactly.
And one other thing that's great with Facebook pages these days is that you have the ability to use like mini chat or even the automatic response messages inside of Facebook that start the follow-up process for you and save you time. But you have to have the page in order for that to happen.
For
Now,
sure.
for anyone that does have a Facebook page, any tips you can share on how to keep it active without having to be on it every day? Because we know on Instagram, you really need to show up on a pretty consistent basis. Is it the same if you have a Facebook page?
I think with Facebook, you could be a little bit more casual with it. But with that, I have to say, considering we have a Facebook Creator Studio where you can schedule out your posts, you can also be every single day consistent there too. So you have your choice of how you want to do it. There's really benefit to, keeping up your page because again, if people are, coming to you as a referral or anything like that, you could see that the community is alive and well, and that you haven't posted since, 2016, but that you're still in business, and you want business. So I think consistency is definitely key, as everyone says, but consistency could be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It doesn't have to be a daily thing. It can be a little bit more casual. And I think people expect that also too when they come to your Facebook business page. I think there's a different expectancy, like you said, between Instagram and Facebook and, like showing up on a daily basis, maybe a couple times a day, some people believe on Instagram, but Facebook, I think people realize our time's limited. we're going to get what we need and we're going to grab and go to the next place. So I think that, yes, making sure that you're consistently on there, and it doesn't have to be every single day. But I do think that your Facebook page needs to be as optimized as possible. So the tips really that I have for a Facebook business page is to make sure that everything does look fresh and it is up to date. Starting with like your banner. Your banner should really not be anything you've stolen off the internet. First of all, the quality is terrible. And it is someone else's art. Even if it says free, it's not really free. Someone else has it. Usually it doesn't fit the template size. So your wording might, fit off there. Take the time to create something like, say, on Canva or any other graphic site to make it fit and make it look fresh and up to date, and use your brand kit, your brand colors, your brand fonts, make this you. So, and really also the banner should say somewhere on there, either boldly or subtly, like with a picture or with actual words, and say who you are, what you do, who you serve. So that when someone comes and is referred to your page, let's just say they come there and they are looking at this and going, okay, is this the community for me? I feel like I fit in here. Let me look around some more. And believe me, people look around some more. So make sure your about section is filled out and up to date. Your our story, a lot of people overlook that whole our story. Sometimes it's called about us. They kind of go back and forth. But this is the place where you can add another picture of you. You could add a little bit more, story about what you do and why you do it. Keywords. We were talking about that searching, right? The keywords come out of that. So again, making it accessible. These are all free things. This is what's great. Make sure that your button, your call to action button, that button goes somewhere, goes to the right place, even if it's just a phone call. And I think that, I wonder, Shannon, actually, did you know that there's, and it's kind of newer, this is why I'm asking, but you're like the queen of all this, there is an actual like appointment setting function to that button. So if you don't have Calendly or you don't, whatever it is, you can actually set appointments right there on Facebook. Super simple. And I have gotten appointments using that. I was pleasantly surprised. Your bio photo. Is it you, not a logo? Can we see your face? Is it a clear, good picture of you? Even if you have a team, you can still all get in the picture. People want to personally connect, even though it is a business page with this personal brand, and making sure that all your links and all your contact information is up to date. So audit your page. Do it today, do it this weekend. Make it so that you look like you're in business. And you want business and you will serve.
And those are great tips. And especially making sure you, create a template for that Facebook cover image.
Yeah. And
even if you don't change it a lot, like personally, I change mine every quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The quarters line up with the change of seasons.
Exactly.
So yes. Make your cover image match the season
that
you're in. And that way, as you said, it keeps it fresh looking. So people know that you're in business, because that is the first thing that they see when they come to your page.
It's you've got that first impression, they need to know that first impression. And even like, not to, down any businesses, but sometimes like, the direct sales business, they will give you great graphics, to be able to use. But even still, I would be careful using the graphics that brand that company. We're trying to brand you, and what it is that you do. So being careful with that as well. And really sticking to, who are you? What do you do? Who do you serve? Let's talk about that, in your banner.
And then a lot of business owners may not have a website yet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So guess what? The next best thing until you get a website up and running, even if it's a one-page website, is to have a Facebook page.
I agree.
Because honestly, if and I'm speaking from experience, I know what my habits are. If I'm looking for a business, the first place I go look for them is on Facebook, and I type in their name and I see if they have a Facebook page.
Yes.
Especially for restaurants, because I want to see, are there any reviews? Like, what does the food look like? I want something else other than Yelp, because it's not always accurate, but I can see other things or get announcements and find out those things. Or even, as you mentioned earlier, getting referrals. For example, where I live at in Maryland, there aren't a lot of local privately owned coffee shops.
Oh, right.
We know who is the biggest. I can find my favorite place within miles, no matter where I go.
Oh
There
yeah.
are several of them, but maybe about 2 months ago, and I didn't know that they were building a new coffee shop in a shopping center that I frequent. And so my girlfriend tagged the business's Facebook page and it popped up in her personal feed that a new coffee shop was opening up in our area. And
Amazing.
the place is amazing. Now, although it's a chained coffee shop, there aren't that many in this area. And they
Mm.
have beignets and oh my goodness,
Beignets. Ooh.
yes, they are awesome. So
I digress.
I digress. But point being, it's because she was able to tag their business page that all of her local friends that she's connected to were able to find out about this new location.
Nice.
That's the power of the tag on Facebook.
Exactly. And the power of connectivity too, because now she's the one that connected the community to the right place, you know? That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
So
The other tip that I was going to say too, that I kind of didn't mention, and it really kind of gets into content where we're not great, going specifically, but, knowing your target market. And that also helps with the banner, like really knowing who you are, what you do, and who you serve. And your content really has to be specific, more specific to I want to say a niche. I know we're going back and forth with this whole, should I have a niche? Should I not have a niche? But really, you don't want to confuse an audience. And that's the goal. Because when you confuse, you lose. I can't remember who said that, but I was like, that's it. Totally. I love it. When you confuse, you lose. So I have a couple friends that have a couple different types of businesses that they're tools. And so they're consultants with different businesses that they use all together to do one thing. So what their branding is the one thing that they're doing, not so much that they have all these other streams of income, all of that. But we have to talk about the one thing, because then you're going to get the right people into your audience. And that's super important to know. So when you can get that fine-tuned, and let me tell you that I've recently done it even so much as coaching for 4 years. I've recently done it, and more so than I had before. And it's made such a world of difference. It made it easier to create content, to create the banners, to create the wording, the copy, all of that stuff. So it will help you if you spend the hours that it takes to really define who it is you're wanting to serve.
yes, and as you mentioned, some people may feel where, well, the broader it is, the better. But a good friend of mine is a marketing consultant, and I have never forgotten this illustration that she used. She said, if you throw your net into the water, because marketing is fishing,
Mm-hmm.
if you cast a wide net, when you pull it in, you're going to spend more time sorting through the trash than finding the valuable things.
So true. Gosh, is that true?
But then she said, but if you cast a smaller net, which is niching down as much as possible, there's less trash for you to have to sort through.
Exactly. Gosh, that's a great illustration. That's awesome.
So it makes a difference. And as you mentioned with your content, because you need to know what your one thing is. As you mentioned, all the other things are tools. I can talk tools for days.
Right.
But in the end, the one thing people know me for is systems.
Yep, that's true.
How can I get it done quickly? Let me see what Shannon knows.
Yep.
That's what I get messages about all the time. Now, yes, they know there's specific tools that I talk about all the time, Acuity, Trello, things like that. But that's not what I'm known for. I'm known for the simple 3-step. This is how you get it done very quickly, and you can use technology or not. So
that's nice that you give that option too,
Yes. It works across the board. So that those are good tips for definitely maximizing a Facebook page and for the benefits as well. Now, one thing I know you also share some great tips on how to show up on video, because video gets way more engagement and exposure than a static image post.
It's
So
true.
can you give us a couple of tips on how to do that, which is
Yeah.
also something that you can repurpose on multiple platforms?
Everywhere. Yes. And especially starting with Facebook. Facebook video is top performing content. They tell us this all the time. And it really is across the board on every platform, but Facebook really they really oh, they're proud of how it's top performing content. So you have the choice of either showing up live or even in a premiere video. And a lot of people don't realize that premiere is a pre-recorded video that you upload just like a video, but because you're going to be live in the comments, it counts as a live stream. And live stream is the one that really is almost number one, as far as video. Number one is live stream, and it's because people engage, and that's what they want. They want that retention, they want that engagement. So they really tend to prefer live streaming over a regular video, but they both perform amazingly well. But I do tend to with my clients, we do a lot of pre-recorded stuff. So we will upload it as a premiere and get a little bit more exposure in that sense when they are live. While the video is not live, they are live in the comments and they're starting the conversation in the comments. So that's a really good tip that people don't really realize. And it's basically like uploading a pre-recorded video. You just choose premiere at the end. What I love about it is it automatically, so let's say I want to premiere this video on Wednesday at 1:00 and it's Monday. So I will set up the whole post and it creates a post in your feed so that people know that this video is going to be premiered. They can actually check off a little section there that says that they're interested in getting a notification when it starts because, it's coming up. They may forget about it in 2 days, and they can get the conversation even started right then and there and comment and say, oh my gosh, what a great topic. Or, you can even start the conversation, yes, this video is coming up. I'm going to be talking about this. What do you think about this? So it creates that post and you can just really kind of start with it, kind of give it some momentum until the day that it's aired. And I definitely say, promote that you're going to be having this video. So I really tend to like these premiere videos. They're working so far. But yeah, video is definitely the place to start with anything. And like you said, you can, repurpose this video on other platforms if you're showing even in your email. People we do that for our clients as we add it to their weekly email. A lot of the times your email people might not even follow you on social media. So they may have missed this, and so let's add the video there. And I know a lot of people are scared of video. But honestly, it's definitely one of those things that you want to dive into. About a year ago, no one was doing it. A year and a half ago, no one was doing it. Now everybody's kind of getting on the train. And so you still have time. You still have time to get out there and stand out using video. People prefer to watch video over reading a post. And they prefer to watch the video with captions. So definitely add those captions when you can. In Facebook, there's a great editor. So even if you live stream, you can still add your captions. They generate the captions. What's really cool about that is you can actually go in and edit those captions because, sometimes it'll say that you're saying pizza when you're saying parlor, you can check it. For me, it's my name. Sandie is spelled I-E. They always put Y. So I need to change that up each time. But you can edit. And so that's what's really nice about that. So when you can add your captions, please do so because some people, they are at work or in the bathroom. They'd rather read what you're saying, but they want to see your face. This is a place, video is almost like that trustworthy trait. They see your nuances. They see how you speak, they resonate with you or not, which it's fine either way, but this is a great place for people to really connect as if they're standing in front of you. So it really is the way to go. I'm very much a proponent of video marketing whenever possible. And I prefer to watch it. How about you, Shannon? Do you prefer to watch video with
Oh, I
captions?
absolutely do. Just reading, I think it changes as you get older as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for me, with reading so many different things throughout the day that at the time that I plug into social media, I'm not going to read somebody's blog post. I'm sorry. So if
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
read more in my blog posts, I'm moving on because I'm
Yeah.
not going to do it. But
Yeah.
if I see your video pop up in my feed, or I go to your Facebook page to see if you've posted a video lately,
Hmm.
or I'm in Instagram and I see you've posted Instagram stories, that's where I'm going, because I know it's going to be quick and I can either listen or, as you said, read the captions, because it's still something about being able to read the captions moves the content along quicker than me having to
Yeah.
a blog post. The
Yeah.
captions are key, especially for my audience, because they're moms. Some have smaller kids and some don't. Or if it's a
Hmm.
thing where they're working during the day and they're in the meeting and the meeting is boring, they're going to go on to social media and start looking at videos, but they can't listen.
Right.
But if the captions are there, they can read. And
Yes.
one thing many people forget about: the deaf community needs
Yes.
the tips and the content that we share as well.
Yeah.
So captions in your videos actually makes your information more accessible to the deaf community.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
need help too, but they
Yeah.
can't hear it. So give them the captions. But
Awesome.
I learned something new today. I did not know about uploading videos as Premiere. And of course, I pre-record my videos because I work during the day.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to schedule videos because I have a day job. I
Yes.
can't go live, but knowing that feature is available is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, I deal with real estate agents. Those are my niche, and they're the same way. And you had mentioned just something in talking right now about it being quick. Like something about being quick. So, another tip is your videos don't have to be 5, 6, 15 minutes long, because of everything we're talking about right here. We're limited with time as moms, as entrepreneurs. Just as people in general. We're limited with our time and where we're gonna, be able to give our time, and that includes video. So your video can quickly say something in 3 minutes. And initially what it says is they're respecting my time. The video is only 3 minutes long and I'm going to get the value out of it, and all of that good stuff. And so that's yet another tip. But yeah, these premiere videos really do make a difference for those people like you and my realtors and stuff that are just creating videos. You can create 5 videos in one sitting, maybe 2, 3 hours, if that. And that's your content. You can, use it as content all month long,
Mhm.
all month long. Even if you did record a 20-minute, 15-minute, whatever long live stream or any video, you can clip that out. And that's also, well, it's in the Facebook editing tool if you live stream. It's not yet there for pre-recorded videos, but you can on a live stream create clips. So you're recording your live stream. Afterwards, you edit, optimize it, use all that, add the captions, things like that. But then you can create clips. So if it was a 15-minute and you had 4 tips, you could clip out each tip. And then that's more content from one piece of content. So it's very Facebook makes it easy to do a lot of things, and powerful, especially clipping out more video. Video speaks more so than a graphic.
And what I also love, the opportunities when I do get to go live, whether it's inside of my Facebook group or which is mostly where I do lives, because I'll do like mini trainings in there. You can then download that video. So I have downloaded some of my Facebook lives and repurposed the content on the podcast, then break
Yes.
it down and create more posts. So you can just, like you said, use the same content in different forms, but even breaking down the video into clips. You can clip out a section to create more interest and drive that traffic to your Facebook page, or from your Facebook page to your Facebook group, and tell them, see the entire video inside of my Facebook group. So
Yes. See how powerful it can be, really, and easy. That just makes, you've only done one large piece of content. There's your pillar piece of content that feeds everything else. How awesome is that?
absolutely wonderful. And the great thing about using a Facebook page opposed to Instagram is you can include multiple hyperlinks.
Mm-hmm.
With
Nice.
Instagram, you get one.
Yes. Oh,
That's it.
crazy.
So you better make sure it's a good one.
Yeah, it's seriously, or one that leads to many several places. That's why Linktree is so popular over there. But no, yes, you can add your links. Here's the thing that I would say about adding the links. And you may have noticed this, like some people will say link in the comments. instead of like in the caption, the copy that, kind of comes above the video. And if it's especially one link that leads away from Facebook, because, no platform wants you to be led away, right? So that's why you end up seeing link in the comments, so that it actually works better in the algorithm, and your link is still there in the comments. If it's a link that's leading away from Facebook, if it's another Facebook link, a group or something like that, I don't think that matters too much. So you do want to do outside eternal links, in your comments more so than in the actual copy or caption. In that sense, as far as a tip there, if it's leading away from Facebook, if it's, like I said, the same, if it's Facebook, then I would just leave it there.
Okay, that's good to know, because I share my podcast episodes on.
Oh yeah, just test it. Social media is a constant test. You do need to test that out. I mean, your audience might be fine, and might actually get, depending on the size of your audience, what percentage sees it. That's what we want to do, is we really want to optimize so that everyone possible can see your content that you're posting. And so, playing by the game, by the rules.
Well, Sandie, we have really maximized our conversation around Facebook pages today.
We did.
Because it really shows the value of including this type of content in your marketing strategy, because it can be effective. As you said, it doesn't have to take a lot of time. No. I don't necessarily spend hours on my Facebook page, but I do get traffic from my Facebook page. I see that in my analytics, because honestly, people need to understand Facebook is still the number one traffic driver. Regardless. Facebook and Pinterest tend to go back and forth fighting over who's going to be number one. But again, knowing how you're going to use each platform or your purpose for each platform makes a difference. But no matter what, I've noticed and I'm not just talking recent, this is for years, my analytics tell me Facebook is the number one driver of traffic to my website.
Yeah. Oh, to your website. That's awesome. That means you're leading them into the right place, so and you can, Facebook allows that. So that's good. Yeah. Awesome.
Well, this has been great. So before we wrap up today, though, I do have a surprise question that all of my guests get. So what is one system or routine in your life or your business that you can't live without?
Coffee.
Yes.
Well, more officially, I would really just say that, oh my gosh, it's hard to pick just one, right? That you can't live without.
You have a pretty nice morning routine too, though.
I do. I really love my morning routine, and it's off right now with the holidays, which drives me insane. So I do have to say my morning routine really is what keeps me going. I get up and I, do my stretches, but I have my morning time, with my Bible study. But then I also do take some time and I read. I get to know my market. Knowing, my people, what they deal with, my social media marketing, all of that stuff. I do spend time, catching up on emails, anything that's happened overnight, so that I am in the know and am able to serve my people with this information. And, really just having that coffee, the coffee. And lemon water. I am I didn't mention this, the coffee's so important, but health-wise, I do a warm lemon water every morning. If you follow me on my Instagram stories, you will see that's what my story opens up with.
Yes, your morning day. Lemon clinks.
Yes, lemon clinks. So I do that for my little health purposes, get that in, the vitamins, and then the coffee.
Yes. Well, that's a good routine. I am a big proponent of having a morning routine to get your day kind of centered and as a space of your own, which helps you be more productive throughout the day.
Exactly.
So now, where can we find you online?
Well, of course, on Facebook and Instagram. My name is both Socially Branded Live, because someone already had Socially Branded and they don't use it. Drives me insane. So both Facebook and Instagram. I am on Instagram daily. I live out loud there in my stories because I love video. But those are the great, and then of course, my name on LinkedIn, I do have a YouTube, but where I'm living out loud is mostly Instagram and then Facebook. So Socially Branded Live.
Awesome. And you do share some valuable nuggets on Instagram.
I try.
I have to remember to go to your feed sometimes. It's like, she got close to the
Me
feed.
too.
Well, Sandy. I have enjoyed our conversation today and these tips. So now I've got
Yes.
a little homework myself to investigate and start using Premiere on Facebook.
Good.
But thank you so much for joining us and sharing your wisdom with us today.
Thank you for having me. And this has always been fun. Always fun with you.
Well, thank you for tuning into my chat with Sandie today. I really hope you enjoyed the tips that Sandie shared and are so excited and ready to update and utilize your Facebook business page to market your business, and that you're going to use more videos to do so. Now, if you would like to connect with Sandie on either Instagram or Facebook or get more tips, ask her questions, whatever the case may be, the links are in the show notes. Now, if you learned something new in today's show, please let me know. Take a screenshot, post it in Instagram stories, and tag me at @the_Shannon Baker. And remember, you are more than enough. So until next time, keep calm and streamline.